I was walking in, I told Matt I'm not used to sharing the stage at this time, but I'm sharing it with a guy that scored 28, so maybe he's offended he's sitting up here with me. But no, what a great game the last game. Utah State, Kawhi Leonard jersey going up, and atmosphere and a win. So it was a perfect storm for the Aztecs. And now we have a bye week. Trying to rest legs at the same time when we're on the floor, concentrate, and try to get better as a team. We go to Air Force. They've been struggling, but we've been there enough to know what that is. All we have to do is look and see who they've beaten at their place this year, Utah State, Boise included, two of the better teams in this conference. So we're going to have to play a really good game, a really smart game, to come out of the Air Force Academy with a victory on Saturday.
What makes Air Force a difficult opponent? Is it just that they're playing at home? Or?
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to get. You know, you might go in there, it'll be a full house. You might go in there, it'll be empty, and it's at altitude. They're smart. They play hard. They've got seniors. Scotty and Swan and Sid Tomes are all seniors that have won a lot of games there. Now, they are in a tough stretch, but they're not going to give in to that. They're going to come out and try to put the first loss on the Aztecs. I mean, if they were playing a team maybe equal in the standings to them or something like that, they might not see the same team we're going to see. We're undefeated, and people can resurrect their season with a win over us. And so we know what we're going to see when we go in there Saturday.
The fact that it's a military school and the discipline that's instilled in them as students and outside of basketball, does that make them better athletes or a more difficult opponent for you guys?
Absolutely. They're regimented day of all they have in their day, and their coaches don't get them until practice. You know, they can't bring them in and do extra shooting and do all that. These kids are committed to the academy, to military service, and to basketball. And so they're as hard a working group as there is in the country. And we have great respect for them and what they do and how they prepare not only for their careers, but also how they prepare to play basketball. And so they got our utmost respect, and we will know what we're going to see on Saturday is going to be a very inspired team.
The fact that they heave a lot of threes at the basket, is that a scary aspect of the three can make a team competitive?
Yeah, I always tell the team, if you're the better team, the great equalizer is the three-point shot. And so we work real hard to take away the three for teams that we feel like are struggling. The best way to get healthy is to throw the three in, and they shoot a lot of them. They run the Princeton offense, so they're either back cutting for layups or they're stepping out and shooting threes. And the games they win, they make them. But the games they lose, you look and say, well, how'd they lose that game? They get the exact same shots, but they don't go in. They hit a cold shooting night. And so if we hit them on the wrong night when they're making a lot of them, it could make for a long evening.
Matt, was there a moment from Saturday between your performance, Kawhi, and everything that's going on that has kind of stuck with you since then?
I just think just being able to live in that, and the entire moment just for me was just great and surreal. And it was just fun to be in, and I'm glad that I was able to live it and go through that experience. But at the same time, we got another game on Saturday, and it's time to move on.
Have you ever been in a zone like you were shooting the other night?
I think the last time I say was my freshman year when I had 31. I think that was the last time that I went on a streak like that, and I was hot to that point.
A lot more threes then. I think he hit 7 threes in that game.
7, yeah.
So I don't know what, you hit 4 this last game?
I think so. 4.
Yeah, so he's become a more balanced scorer. Mid-range, threes, and to the basket.
Now you guys are focused on what's the here and now and next opponent. How much are you starting to look, I mean, it's pretty obvious you're going to be in the NCAA tournament. How much are you looking at seeding and where you might play and what that might look like?
I don't look at the NCAA tournament at all. I can't help myself. I'm trying to, I tell these guys, we want to hang a banner. We want to win the Mountain West. And so we have a 4-game lead with 6 games to go. So we have to win enough games where we know that banner's going up. And once that banner's up, then we can move to the next thing and say, I feel with the Mountain West title, we're pretty assured of being into the NCAA tournament, and we'll start looking at that then. That's how I am. I don't know how the guys are. They better be wired like me.
Basically.
But beyond that, go ahead, Matt.
Beyond that, yeah, of course you think about it, and it's something you want to achieve. It's a goal, but at the same time, as a team, we talk about taking it one game at a time as well. Just trying not to get ahead of ourselves and try not to lose our focus. And our focus is winning the Mountain West title.
How hard is that? I mean, this time of year you've accomplished a lot, but you know it's really what happens next month that is going to kind of define you guys. Is it a challenge to have to kind of stay in the moment?
It's very hard. It's just hard just to stay in the moment and not get ahead of yourself and think about the future and think about what you could do within these next few months. But at the same time, we just got to lock in and stay focused and stay together.
How big a deal would it be for you players to be a #1 seed?
I think it would be a big deal. I think that we would feel achieved, but at the same time, I don't think we would feel like we were finished. I feel like we would still feel that we have something to prove, and that's the truth. We're not done yet.
Is that more important, something like that, and having that kind of, I don't want to say stigma, but that accomplishment associated with the program? Or are you more interested in, hey, we just want to play on the West Coast and stay near home and near our fans, and it doesn't matter what the seed is, we'd rather have location?
I think location would definitely be good, but at the same time, I don't think we have a preference as a team. I don't know about Coach Dutch, but I think we definitely like to play on the road as well, and like to go into other environments and where they might have stronger crowds, playing on the East Coast and going there and try and get a win.
Coach, do you have a preference on that?
I want to stay west. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever the seed is. I want to stay west and play our way to the Staples Center somehow and see if we can't fill that building with Aztec fans.
Coach, for players that might not have been through this before, when do you start emphasizing one game at a time, don't let the national glare and all your friends coming around talking to you and getting in your ear so they stay focused?
They're pretty focused. I don't have to go overboard doing it, and that's reflected in practice. You know, that's the thing you guys don't get to see. I get to get out on the practice floor and see how hard they're working, and they're locked in practice, so then I have great comfort. They're going to be locked in the game. If practice starts to slip, and then I'll start to question where their heads are at. If they're getting ahead of themselves, but this team has not got ahead of itself all year. It's been singularly focused on the next game, and that's something that we have a feel for as coaches, and we haven't seen it, so we don't worry about it because they come to work every day.
Coach, with this bye week, how do you balance resting your players but also getting ready for Air Force on Saturday?
We've taken a lot of time off, and I think it's a good thing. We took Sunday off completely. Monday, we just did individual work, shooting. Tuesday, we went pretty hard. Today's a complete off day. Hopefully they're not doing anything. We told them we don't think it's in their interest to even get in the gym and shoot, but yet when I walked in the gym, I saw Seiko in there, I saw Malachi in there. That's their nature, so I'm not sure if they'll all be in there or not. I want them to rest their legs, but hopefully they have a little bit of intelligence where they're resting enough, and then we'll go really hard the next 2 days leading into Air Force.
Your feel that the bye will disrupt what you got going on? You got this roll going on, now you got the full time off. Any disruption going into this?
I don't think so. I think, I think it's good to rest legs, and we're playing at a pretty good level right now. I don't think that'll drop. Now, the opponent may step up like we talked about. All of a sudden they make 12 threes, we're going to be in for a long night. So sometimes you can contest them, sometimes they still go in, and that's Utah State is a perfect example. We played really hard, but they made 7 threes in the first half, and they were making 6 a game in the conference. So then they made 2 the second half, and we were able to get it under control and get a lead and win the game. But if they made 7 more threes the second half, I think we all know we'd be in trouble. So we have to continue to play hard and defend at a high level, and hope we don't run into a hot team that no matter what we do, those shots are going in.
Brian, was it good for your team to get a jolt of reality, to be down by 10 and face a chunk of adversity for a long period of time and refocus them or challenge them? The same question for Matt also.
I'll let Matt answer that.
Well, definitely. I think we were challenged early in the season with Iowa and being down against Iowa and having to claw back. But at the same time, I think it was good for us to have that adversity again, just to have that reality check and say that we are undefeated, but we're not invincible. We got to keep putting our heads down and keep going to work and follow the game plan to a T.
You guys are down double digits against a good team. You win see a lot in conference games. What do you attribute that to? Because, I mean, even in games where you've started slow, you guys have managed to be in a pretty comfortable spot kind of down the stretch.
Just experience, good defense. You know, we don't give a whole lot of easy stuff up. So all of a sudden you don't look up and all of a sudden they've run out. We take care of the ball, so we don't turn it over, dunk, three-point shot, now they're on a roll. You know, we're tough to get on a roll against because we guard hard and we take care of the ball. So we usually are pretty much in control of the pace and tempo of a game. Now, whether we win it or not, you know, we're going to have to make plays just like the other team, but usually we don't, the pace or the tempo of the game doesn't get away from us very often.
Matt, when you talk about, Coach talks about guarding hard, defending at a high level, you know when you come here that you're going to have to defend or you're not going to play. How hard is that transition to make from high school for guys to walk into a situation where suddenly you're not going to score 40 points a game if you're a superstar in your high school team? How easy is that? Tough is that transition to make?
I think that's a very tough transition to make. Just knowing that you're not going to average 35 points, 28 points, whatever you average in high school at this particular program. But at the same time, I think it's good for you because it teaches you to play basketball the right way, and you're going to play hard on both sides of the ball, and you're going to do it well. And I feel like that's really been growth on my game since the day I set foot on the campus.
Well, for both of you, with AG looking like he might make his return this weekend, how do you, I mean, you must feel some empathy towards him. His whole career, he's kind of been banged up or hurt. You know, how hard is that to watch somebody struggling, not being at 100% and still trying to play?
That's very hard. Just knowing that and having to watch him go through that. But AG is very, very strong-minded. He's mentally tough. He's as tough as they come for us. But it's just hard. It's just hard to see people go through that, and especially just being with him every day and just watching him just trying to work and be just wanting to be on the court and wanting to play. So that's just really tough. But at the same time, as teammates and as brothers, we just tell him to keep pushing. We make sure he's okay mentally, physically every day. But for him, it's all about his personal health, and that's what comes first.
Matt, the excitement in town starting to build, the alumni excitement starting to build. What's it like on campus?
It's really good. The environment is crazy. People just constantly want to talk to you and tell you you're doing a good job. So it's just kind of fun to just live in this moment and be able to experience that and have a full city, crowd, town environment just behind you.
Matt, I didn't get your thoughts on Air Force and what makes them a formidable opponent coming up this weekend.
Just like Coach Duss said, Scotty and Swan, I think are their motors. That's what makes them go. They're very good at what they do, especially with the Princeton offense they run. And so it's very difficult. It's very different. We play kind of an entirely different style of defense. We're not in our gaps. Just trying to protect their cuts and back doors and whatnot, and trying to stay with them. But I don't think it's anything we're incapable of doing and achieving. And I think we'll be right when the game plan comes out.
Brian, is there an update on Nathan? Was he doing 5-on-5 scrimmaging in close practice? Or was he just shooting on his own?
He's doing individual work and non-contact drills, so he's out there. So our hope is still to have him back. So when that is, I'm not sure, but our hope is to have him back, and for sure, hopefully, if not by the Mountain West tournament, the NCAA tournament.